Yo, we about to kill my boy Uruha again! What's up, guys? Zach with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do been to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. Say another fun fact. What is this? Is this me? That pencil was a guy? Okay, actually, like, that implies that the pencil is the sentient one and I'm just the puppet. That's an existential crisis. I don't want to go down. But yes, in fact, I'm pre-drawing for Kagurabachi. Look at it! Look at it! Look at it! Hold on, let me pull back. Look at it! I pre-drawn for Kagurabachi. Why? Because Kagurabachi has been on such a consistent run of nothing but like, legitimately in the last, like the last chapters. Gosh darn it, like, there has not been a chapter below an 8. Okay, maybe that's, has there? Well, actually, has there really been a chapter below an 8? Oh no, we've had nothing but banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger. Like, there's not been a single chapter. Even when I stopped reviewing it for a little bit, there was never a single run in Kagurabachi where I was like, you know, this chapter is no, it's been nothing but bangers, and it just keeps getting better. So ultimately, just like with Blue Lock, I'm going to start pre-drawing for Kagurabachi. Now, of course, in Blue Lock, I gave a stipulation. If there was ever a non-peak chapter, if there's ever a chapter where I went to draw the blade in the end and was like, no. Which has happened before. I've seen some people claim that, oh, Pencil Man, everything's worthy to you, beyond a bit. No. You may only watch certain reviews that I do and think that everything I cover on the channel is peak. Not everything. There's been a recent series that I cover a whole lot before I even cover Kagurabachi that, let's just say, had a long stretch of unworthiness, especially for a manga that I really, really like. For it to be that consistently unworthy, kind of, like directly in my soul. So, there is a possibility, but then again, Hokuzono Sensei has been cooking so much with Kagurabachi that I highly doubt it will happen, but we will put up a stipulation. Now, for Kagurabachi, since it's so very specifically sword-based, and I do want to do something sword-related, I will have to make a video cooking a meal. I'm talking a full multi-course meal from appetizer to main course to dessert using one of my swords. The only thing that I will say is you get to pick which sword I have to use. So it could be the worthiest sword. That'd be real difficult because the blade is actually dull. I can grab it. Obviously, it's still sharp enough to cut a little bit, just so I don't grab it too hard, but still. I could use the worthiest blade, or if you're feeling extra cool, any of those key blades back there could also be used because they're swords. Also, I mean, this is more so, this is not like, this is a tanto, but like it could be used. This one's actually sharp though, but I definitely jacked it up because I used it to open a box. But like, still, if you want to help, but like this is actually like at least close to a knife. And when I mean the whole meal, I mean the whole meal. So if I need to use like a spoon or a fork for mixing, I'd have to use one of the swords. Everything must be done with the sword. So that will be the stipulation. I'll have to make a whole video cooking a whole full course meal using the swords if a pre-draw fails, since I will be pre-drawing for Kagurabachi. Now, obviously, I hope that never happens for two reasons. One, because I think Kagurabachi should just stay on its peak streak. I do not want it to not be peak 1 week. But also, I really don't want to use one of my swords that way. I already jacked up that one by using it to open a box. So, I'm scared. But with that being the case, it's the actual manga itself, bro. I'm so scared for her, dog. Like, please don't pull my boy. We just got him back. We just got him back. But let's not waste some more time. Let's hop right into chapter 88 of Kagurabachi, the first step. Dog. So yeah, they diffed that man with the quickness, but it's too late. It's too late. All the Hishaku already got in. Let's see. Where's the Hishaku? 5 of them on the West Wing, 5th. So many characters. I gave so many characters like the knockoff Orochimaru voice. This is bad. Let's see. 5 of them on the West Wing, 5th level. We went through all the trouble of inviting them into the threat elimination grounds, where they could cut loose to their heart's content. Why couldn't they just go that way? Because that was obviously a setup. Okay, like, now, not only... Now, here's the thing, guy whose name I don't remember, because I don't remember the guy's name. Here's the thing, guys whose name I don't remember, and I'm refusing to look up. Not only do they have informants in your organization, meaning they and not just informant, and I mean informants with an S, like multiple, presumably across various levels. Not only do they have that, meaning they most likely know about the threat elimination grounds, but I'm sorry, if I hear a guy aura farming in the aura farming room, I'm not gonna step in there. Especially after they already sent a guy in there, and last we saw him, the Samurai Hishaku, who was at the death of Kunishige, he was getting the taste beaten out of him by a zombie. So why on earth would they go in there? Dog, I know you don't think they're that smart, but I think the Hishaku have proven one thing, that they are extremely smart and intelligent, and ultimately you need to triple check and triple think every single plan you have when you make against them. Just inviting them into the place where they could get aura farmed on probably isn't gonna happen. Dare I say, not very likely. So what do you mean? Why couldn't they have just gone that way? Because they're intelligent. Let's see. Well, we have no choice. Contact the elite troops. We'll surround the Hishaku. I am wondering though, are any of these guys, and thank you for the people who reminded me that some of these are from the Cloud Gouger Elimination Squad, but are any of these guys actually going to be comp? Mainly because we have 5. We have 5 whole Hishaku, supposedly one of them being the strongest fighter at least. Obviously though, I think Yura may have been lying. I think Yura is probably the strongest, but still, 5 whole Hishaku members, man. And don't get me wrong, we have Kyrie, we have Uruha, but until Chihiro and Samurai get here, dog, I think we're kind of like, the Hishaku's kind of stacking paper. And notably, the Samurai guy is still alive. Azami one-shot executed the first 2 non-Hishaku guys. A Samurai guy, while he's laid out on the ground, he's still alive. It doesn't even look like any of his bones are broken. So I still feel like we haven't seen the full extent of his abilities. And we still don't know where the tree guy is. The only people we have direct confirmation will likely not be interfering in this battle are Kuguri, Todo, and Hirohiko. And even then, I would not be shocked if they somehow heal Hirohiko and he comes back with a vengeance. But then again, he doesn't have an enchanted blade right now. So it's very likely that Hirohiko's not coming back. So I think those 3 are kind of locked off. Especially since Kuguri just wasted his sorcery. So like, I don't think they're gonna show up. But outside of that, I don't know. Let's see. Oh, there's one thing I don't want to mention. Someone pointed out that it's very, like, not even someone, I think it is just like a common community theory, with Yura's eyes flashing black, and like Skeletor and all, in the same way that the Swordmasters do. A lot of people are thinking, because of how unique the Shinucci's abilities is, because I said Shinucci, it's Shinucci's abilities are. A lot of people are thinking that Yura is the living embodiment of the will of the Shinucci, and that's why he's able to do the same thing the Swordmaster is. And that's why he knows all this information. That's why he's able to make all these connections. I see a lot of people make that theory. And honestly, that would be kind of a crazy twist. And it does actually make me have some questions about Yura and like his biology and like, where did he come from? But it would explain how he like knows all the secrets and stuff like that. But I want to know how he was manifested, how he was birthed, if that's the case. But I just want to bring that up because I know if I didn't bring it up right here, right now at the start, I'd probably forget. We'll see. But we still haven't identified the info. You do not have time for that, gang. 5 Hishaku members, and you don't know this, but including their leader, are here and about to give one of your best assets back shots. It don't matter. Let's see. There's no time to wait. Yeah, guy's name I don't know. Let's see. Well, if he shows up again this chapter, I will look up his name. I'm sorry, I just don't remember the guy's name. Let's see. We'll issue that English. Let's see. There's no time to waste. We'll issue the command and watch how they behave. All lower-ranking members are still ordered to remain in place, and the elite forces will attack toward the west and keep them away from the center. It's alright. It's alright if there's some damage to the building. Whatever it takes, we have to eradicate the Hishaku. But here's the thing, Gangaroonie. You don't even know if some of your elite forces are compromised. Because ultimately, I'm assuming your elite forces still have families. That's how they got a lot of the people here. At least I remember the one, like, sword trainer guy, who I'd say is higher level than just a base grunt. He, simply because they had his daughter. Do your elite force members not have kids? Spouses? Significant others? Parents? Grandma? Like, are you sure that you can fully... Like, I'm not even sure I'd fully trust the elite forces. I don't know, man. I don't know. And obviously, we still have no follow-up on what the Swordmaster is actually doing now that he's like, that time is almost upon us. And he stood up like 2 chapters ago, or 3. Like he's still a wild card variable that I don't think they're paying attention to right now because they're so focused on the Hishaku, which may be the point. Who knows? Because I've seen a lot of people also theorize that the Hishaku and the Swordmaster may be more aligned than we think. And if so, I think that, I mean, part of me really liked the sort of 3-way faction dynamic we had going on, where we had one extremely powerful character, we had our main character in his little group, and then we had, obviously, the Hishaku themselves. So I actually really was hoping for an actual extensive version of what we got with Samura. Essentially, I was hoping Samura would be a preview to the Swordmaster wielding the Shinucci, and we would get to see an actual top-tier, strongest in the verse, third guy, a villain faction, the Hishaku, and Chihiro and his crew, now including Samura and possibly Uruha, if he lived, after getting jumped by 5 Hishaku members. Very unlikely, but still, if he lives, I'd love to see that. Like that 3-way sort of deadlock. But I saw a lot of people theorizing that Hishaku may be actually working to free the Swordmaster. Who knows? We'll see. Because here he is, Yura. Oh, he's ore farming too, but let's see. He wasn't supposed to be alive. That fool Samura. But, you know, I like that, though. I like that. As perfectly played out and as perfectly... You know, not even perfectly played out. Literally just as perfect as Yura has been. Like, I'll be completely honest. The man has yet to fumble a singular bag. I've been waiting. I've been waiting to see that man fumble at least a bag. One. Singular. Like, just fumble one bag. It is nice to see that even he can be caught off guard, right? Like, he's almost seemed darn near infallible. And I do now agree with the comment that a lot of people had last chapter that ultimately, it's very likely that Yura actually would have boomed himself if that coin toss went wrong. I think I was underestimating I was underestimating his genuineness and overestimating his trickster humanity side. Where ultimately, yeah, he probably would have boomed himself. Completely derailed his plans or anything, but he had that much faith in himself, that much faith in fate. As he literally says, the gods themselves are on my side this time. So he genuinely does believe that this truly is his destiny. Yet even still, with all of his planning, all his contingency plans, all of his preparation, he's still caught off guard by the survival of Uruha because he didn't know Samura could do that. And I don't blame him, because why on earth can Samura do that? Obviously, that was not in the 15-year past time skip. We know that Suzaku has drastically evolved to Samura's wielding of... Think of Toby Mude has drastically evolved. So I do like that. It's nice to see Yura caught off guard. But let's see how he deals with it. Because let's see. Uruha, this sorcery better allow you to like one-shot people, dog. Because you may be cut. Hakari, can you fight? Yes. You sure? He's like, I mean, you didn't stutter, but you are still just a guy. A guy who apparently had brain damage from last time I remember. Let's see. Somewhat. Oh, okay, so yeah, he was actually sure. Let's see. I can cast ESO every so often, but I just used a string of strong spells, so I need to rest. I thought he only used ESO once. Oh, actually, no. Because I remember I saw him activate. Yeah. Because the strong spells he mentioned, he teleported their swords away. Then they tried to grab him anyway. They beat him up a little bit. Then he ESO'd them. So technically, that is a string of 2 strong high-level spells, both sides of his magic. So I do get that, or both sides of his sorcery. Let's see. I can still transport, but all the things I registered in the past have been reset. Huh. Okay, so that just explains why he doesn't just summon Shihiro and then poops Shihiro out of the dimension. Because everything was reset, so now he would need to re-register Shihiro, re-register Uruha, or, well, I'm not even sure if Uruha was ever registered, but essentially he has to register everybody. However, I do wonder, though, could he, like... I mean, we saw we saw Kyora do it. Could he Kamui himself? Like, could he just grab Uruha and then just dip into the pocket dimension temporarily and let the Hishaku leave and then come? Well, I guess right now, 1, he's tired, he can't do it, he needs to recover a little bit. But also 2, leaving the Hishaku here to go get their grubby little mitts on the Shinucci or the Swordmaster, neither of which seems like the brightest of ideas. So I get why Hakari isn't resorting to that. But I do wonder if he can do it. Because we saw Kyora do it. He summoned himself into the storehouse, I do believe. Let's see. Stay hydrated, folks. This thing's empty, though. I need to fill it after this recording. Let's see. Great summary. Oh, Ura, you're so supportive, dog. Ura, you're so goated. Please don't go bald and/or die. But let's see. There are 7 enemies in the front and the back. I'll need to stay close to the boy. But like, Ura, there are 7 enemies to the front and the back. 5 of them being Hishaku members. 1 of them being responsible for Kuroshige's death. I mean, obviously, they're all responsible in the way because they're all the same organization. But, like, still, dang it, I don't know if he knows. But essentially, dude, I know you're a master dog. I know you're a monster, a beast, a creature, an animal, all your own. But you're gonna 1v7? While protecting somebody else? Who are you, dog? Let's see. I'll protect him and destroy them at the same time. Good luck with that, but I mean, if he does it, Uruha, the clutch artist of doom and despair. If he doesn't do it, though, seems legit. Let's see. Excellent! Bring it on! Or not? Okay. Bro just got okay? By who? Oh. You know, I'll give you a credit. Even if he's like, darn, I could have sworn you were dead. But also he's like, huh. Well, he doesn't actually give too much of a visual response to one of his subordinates, or presumably one of his freelancers actually getting bisected and presumably dying from this. But I wonder what the other girl's gonna do, because I know she's like a speedster type. I was like, shing! Okay. There's a slice in the ceiling? A square slice? You know what, though? I do like how Hokuzono shows the cut not actually being parallel with the actual, like, ceiling panels. So whoever's wielding this sword literally cuts in areas that are nowhere near the actual petals themselves. Very interesting. Let's see. Am I supposed to know this character? Wait a second. Oh! Has it... Kyrie? Have we seen this character before? I mean, obviously we've seen her because this is a flashback panel. So here she is. This is Kyrie. You know what? I wasn't gonna look at the guy's name. Oh, but you know, the only reason I won't look up Kyrie is because I've actually done that before in reviews where I've looked up a character that has appeared in a chapter that either hadn't appeared before, or they appear and the first thing I get is what they do in that chapter. So I'll hold off on it. But Kyrie, interesting. Who is this? Let's see. Hey. Okay, and why is that sword as big as her? Hold on. Okay. For reference, I think my largest blade, I'm talking like full scale blade, which isn't even really, I guess I could pull out the Buster Sword, but this is still technically bigger. Hold on. Come here. Yeah, buddy. Hold on. Yeah, but this is the Cage 2 Ultimate Weapon. And all of its glory, all of its majesty. That is up to here on me. Still not exactly as tall as me. For reference, hold on, let me center myself a little bit more. For reference, I am 6'1". Pretty tall sword, right? But you know, this thing is like plastic. Like not even like plastic in the same way that my other keyblades are, where they're like made of a hard solid plastic. Like this is technically a hard plastic, but it's even like it's more, I'm not sure what the word, like styrofoam-esque. This isn't actually like a metal sword, and even still, she's a little heavy to wield. It's not, and like notably, this is a me who's gotten like numerous gym amps over the past couple of months. So the fact that it's even somewhat difficult for me to wield in one hand, and the fact that, like, I'm not sure, maybe, I know Sora's not, like, the tallest guy, but I guess my hands must be humongous. I have no idea how he holds any of these Keyblades with two hands. All Keyblades are basically one-handed weapons to me. Here, in fact, sorry, since I'm thinking about swords a whole lot because of the prerequisites I put up, and also just because of how big that gosh darn sword is. But, for reference, oh no. Move! Obey my ambition! Yes! But, here is the King Kiri, which is the same size as my King Kiri hanging on the wall. Dog. I mean, I could wield it, but this is uncomfortable, though. This is a one-handed blade to you, boy. But, I know this is very specifically like a Kingdom Hearts character problem, and not a me problem, because, note this. Also, this is just a gladiator. This is just a one-handed sword, right? Like, this doesn't make sense. You know, it literally only has four. You have 4 fingers. Yeah, that makes sense. But, look at something like my katanas. Obviously, I could wield this one-handed, but this is clearly built for 2. I don't know why Kingdom Hearts guards and handles are so small. Especially considering multiple characters do wield them two-handed. Though, when I think about it, though, on a grand scheme of things, I think Sora and Kyrie are actually the outliers. Almost every other Keyblade wielder does wield it one-handed. Xena wields it one-handed. Aqua wields it one-handed. Ventus wields it one-handed. Terra wields it one-handed. Riku wields his one-handed. Mickey also wields his one-handed. So yeah, I guess maybe Sora and Kyrie are just wrong. I always think of Sora because he's the main character wielding the blades with 2 hands, but he may just actually be incorrect. And am I lagging? Yeah. I think I am lagging. Hold on one sec. Baby, come back. You cannot lag on me. I was wrong. And but peep the games. Peep up. Yo, I could wield a sword. But essentially, my point is, that sword is genuinely humongous. But then again, she may not be that tall. The only sword I think of that would actually be genuinely taller than me, as a man who is over 6 foot, I'm thinking it'd probably be Masamune. And I want Masamune, but I have no space for Masamune. Like, if I ever do get a bigger place, I'm getting me a Masamune. For absolutely no, I've never wielded it. But, like, that's what this kind of sword size reminds me of. It is genuinely massive. But it does explain how she was able to cut so cleanly through the ground. Actually very impressive. This is a character, I mean, unless she was using sorcery, she just base strength casually cleaved through concrete. And notably, she, like, blind cleaved, too, to perfectly cut that guy in half. Unless it was accidental. Hey, Kyrie. Who? Me too, awkward. Who? Who is this? Let's see. Wow, so she two-piece, bro. So not only did she bisect him, but she then literally brought the roof down on him. That's what you get for impersonating the mask guy. Let's see. Oh, it's Uruha. I heard you were dead. So did many others, including us. Let's see. Just Uruha? Wait, just Uruha? Not Mr. Uruha? I guess not. Let's see. Well, see for yourself. I'm alive. Is this really the time to be having this conversation? The 5 Hishaku are here. I mean, it's cool, but, like, y'all may not want to be talking, so let's see. We'll see for yourself. I'm alive. Well, maybe this is happening quick. Whoa. Wow. That's a surprise. Nice. So aloof. I mean, like, it's just not the time, really. Like, even it's not really the time for introductions, but I guess reintroduction we have time for. Who is this? Let me introduce her. The progenitor of the White Purity style was Itsuo Shirakai Sensei. This is his grandchild. The Izaru. Oh, so she is a member of the elite squads, obviously. The Izaru squad's Kyrie Shirakai. Hey, yeah. Alright, interesting. So, but I'm guessing, considering the fact that I do not see a sheath for this massive thing, like, assuming she's 5 foot, like, a 5 foot sword's actually pretty darn big. Like, the ultimate, that ultimate weapon is actually pretty darn large. Like, for reference, even the KH3 ultimate weapon, which I got in its larger variation, it's only 120 centimeters for my non-Americans out there, or for my Americans out there, that's 4 feet. Like, this thing's 4 feet. And even still, I don't think it'd be as long, because I don't think this girl's only 4 feet tall, but it's not as big as this blade. Or it's probably bigger than this blade, which also, well, actually, now, this is the first I've taken off a wall in a while. It is actually even easier to wield than the KH2 ultimate weapon, because it's actually a little bit smaller, despite being made of a more solid and harder plastic. But still, regardless, actually pretty crazy. But she doesn't have a sheath. And we know one of the bases of the EI White Purity style is, you know, the whole EI of it all, which involves drawing and undrawing it. And we also had it stated that the only 2 wielders of the EI style before both Hirohiko and Chiro picked up on it were, obviously, the guy who made it, her grandfather, and Samura and Uruha. They were the only 2 wielders of it. So I'm guessing she doesn't use it. Did she create her own sword style, I'm guessing? Maybe? Please get back on the wall and do not fall. Please get back on the wall and do not fall. Please get back on the wall and do not fall. Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Alright, let's see. This is his grandchild. Hey. This is Shirakai Sensei. He left me half dead 4 times. So you know what? This isn't technically Uruha's first experience for coming back from basically being dead. Alright, interesting. And I remember seeing this guy before. And he was the guy who talked about how speed is everything. And ultimately, I kind of agree. Ultimately, you kind of always want to be fast. Like, if you can be the fastest, you can always be the fastest. Let's see. Hey, look at my grandchild for a while. You make her cry, I'll slaughter you. Oh, that's a good grand. I mean, I wouldn't leave her with my students, but like, that's a good grand guy. Hey, if she even dares feel the slightest bit sad, I will boom you. I mean, not invalid. I don't know, man. I don't have kids, but I know ones I love, especially grandkids. Heaven forbid. I know I tweak too. Let's see.
Uruha, Samura.
The master permitted us to babysit her often.
I'm hungry.
Uh-oh, she's starting to cry. Quick, go get something to drink. Roger. Just genuinely like. Then again, if he genuinely did leave them half dead 4 times, or at least left Uruha half dead multiple times, I'm assuming they took that threat as valid. Let's see.
That's cute.
I'm grateful. Wow, Mr. Uruha expresses thanks? Is this really the time? So wait, this is an actual. No, hold on. We're not gonna act like 5 of the main villains aren't here and there's still a random 6-man. You got a whole NBA team on the court, plus a 6-man who's also on the court. Don't get me wrong, it's cool to have this introduction and to get this extra lore and see this different side of Uruha and Samura. And it's actually extra funny considering we know Samura's whole relationship with kids, specifically his own. But the Hishaku's right here, dog. Like, we can save the introductions for later. Let's see. Shirakai Sensei is currently missing. What? What is that? I don't know. I'm bored of fighting people. Maybe a bear. A big bear. But, like, do bears have magical powers? Like, dog, you can just fight sorcerers. I don't think a bear would be comp for you, dog. I've seen what even the most random faller can do in this universe. I don't think bears are really comp. Let's see. He's probably living out in the mountains somewhere. He's impossible to contact. And you can't even find him? Could Samura not find him? I mean, I guess if he doesn't use spirit, but no, we know based on the white purity style, he has to use spirit energy. Unless he's fighting in base the entire time, y'all should be able to hunt him down. Huh? Let's see.
Oh, well, he texts me.
Oh, so. Oh, that's nice. I don't know, like, and it's because I'm assuming she's either like a late teenager or a young adult. And I remember when I first like became a late teenager or young adult, I did like not speak with my grandparents as often, but I still do try and keep in contact with them as much as possible because like they're what I got. Those are my people. If they didn't birth my mama, I wouldn't exist. So I'm always grateful, and it is always sweet to see that even a mean rough old granddad like him is like, gotta keep an eye on my baby. Let's see. Incoming text from Grandpa. Subject, no subject. Oh, interesting. So they do text like this. You doing good? He's never this nice to us.
Oh, you're nice, I'm good. You live a long life, Grandpa.
Aw. Come on. But still, it's like... okay, so... okay. Now, hold on. This is where I won't be a hypocrite. This is actually kind of... I don't... Like... I mean, neat world-building detail. Good to get more info on Uruha and Samura Sensei. Good to meet the grandchild, meet one of the elite forces. I'm glad to see the dynamic. Once again, I do love the Kagurabachi characters. Even if you can see I struggle to remember their names. This is not the time and place. We ended off last chapter with Uruha about to flex his sorcery. And the stakes being higher than ever. We started off this chapter real strong. Why are we doing this? Like, so is she gonna die? Like, why are we, like, this feels so random. And I mentioned this manga earlier, the manga that was unworthy, and why I wouldn't pre-draw for it ever, because I'm scared of the manga. But Sakamoto Days has an issue where we'll be in the midst of some crazy stuff, and then we cut to something humorous. And, like, as you can tell, I'm laughing. I'm appreciating this. This isn't fully humorous, but it's still somewhat humorous. That's the thing. The tension is kind of gone. The Hishaku are legitimately just standing there. Why? Like, I don't know. It is very. I'm not the biggest fan of this. And like, and it's funny because I like the content itself. I like learning more about the world and its characters. This is what this is, and I'm assuming this is some sort of big Chekhov's gun for like we're probably gonna run into this guy again. He's gonna pop up somewhere, right? Like you don't set up the fact that the guy's alive. He's the teacher of Samura and Uruha, two of the strongest characters in the verse, as far as we know right now. You know, two of the war heroes who wielded enchanted blades, one of which who still does. And you said that he's alive and well. Like, he's off doing things in the... Like, he's gonna come back. I think Hokuzo Sensei is more than quality enough a writer to set that up. But, like... Maybe at a later time? I don't know, man. I don't know. You could've... This feels a little... Like tone-wise and pacing-wise, as much as I appreciate it, I'm not the biggest fan of where this is being placed. And this isn't fully just me not trying to be a hypocrite. This is actually me like not really being the big fan of this. Let's see. Duh, at least I can kill the old I did not read that. Wait, what? What?
Swords are for men. Wait, swords are for men. They're too heavy for a woman's slender arms. You'd be dead in no time.
She's wielding. Oh, and I just realized that. Is this sword the same sword she wields now? Or actually, no. It looks too small. Unless she really is truly kind of short. That looks like a sword that's smaller than Uruha still. But this sword is huge. But really? Actually, like, why is he? I mean, like, I could try and rationalize myself into saying this. Oh, he just doesn't want his granddaughter fighting because that's his grandbaby. No, actually, what happened to his kids? Because they weren't masters. But like, regardless. Dude, why? Why is he so aggressive? Let's see. Grandpa's a total male chauvinist pig when it comes to the sword. I want him alive and kicking until I get the chance to hack him up. I mean, okay. Good motivation for the character. Now if not to get hacked up by, like, he definitely has to reappear now. But, alright. Interesting motivation for the character. Also explains why she doesn't use his sword style then. I thought maybe she just couldn't do it because it's an extremely difficult sword style. No. The reason she wields a super big sword and doesn't have a scabbard anywhere near and doesn't wield the white purity style is because I guess he didn't teach her. So she's either self-taught or learned under a different master, which actually is pretty interesting, but still. Huh. Dude. Why? I mean, like, especially if she wants to learn. I get it. Like, how do I put this? if my kids don't like roller coasters, I'm not gonna make them go on roller coasters, right? Like that's not a thing. But what I will do is take my young child and or grandchildren to the amusement park and offer the coasters to them, and then help them through their first experience. And if they like it, great. But I'm not gonna force them. But bro literally said, no, I'm not gonna teach you. You're a woman. What? In this universe full of sorcerers, monsters, beasts, creatures of all varieties and types, multiple of which are women, you're gonna teach your granddaughter? If anything, that's double the reason to teach her. She needs to be able to defend herself in this universe. But no, instead of teaching her very powerful, very potent, fastest, best sword style ever, you're just gonna let her while out and figure it out? Okay. I'm hoping this is meant to be some sort of lesson to her. But like, even still, dude, what the heck, man? Why? Let's see. These Hishaku are standing around like, are we doing this now? Like y'all, like we're not the Sword Saint or anything, but Summer's no longer an attack. Like, you do realize, at least at current, until that Sword Saint does something, we're the main villains, y'all. Hello? Like, I don't blame for being there, they're confused. At the same time, gank them, attack them. Well, let's see. Okay. Me too, Hakure. He's like, kind of weird family dynamic, and yes, it is. Let's see. Kyrie, this is Hakure. Ah, I get it. Kyrie, Hakure. Ah, they both end in re. Let's see. Oh, nice to meet you, Hakure. Oh, and I love. So I'm assuming she's probably like young adult age, or she's, and especially considering these two are taking care of her when she was a child. This seemingly is when they were still under the tutelage of Shinucci Sensei, and obviously they wouldn't be under his tutelage post-war. And we know the war is at least, so yeah, she's an adult. She's an adult. I think she has to be an adult because unless my timelines are mistaken, Chihiro's 18, and Chihiro was born after the war. I'm pretty sure. So she has to be an adult, and she's just barely taller than her. But her sword is actually genuinely taller than her, and that's even when it's on an ankle. Wow, that's crazy. Like, I don't know. That's the thing I always found hilarious about Masamune. Like, why are you wielding something that's bigger than you? I mean, I guess if you can. But dude, what? Let's see. Nice to meet you, Hakure. Okay, thank you. I was like, okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'll take the world building. I'll take the character rating. But I still have that. I don't. This time and place for everything. You don't end off last chapter with the craziest most hype ever. Then, I mean, it's cool to drop a new character, give us backstory, give us lore, but time and place, man. Time. What? Let's see. This is the strongest. Let's see what he does. Uruha? Oh? Did he close his eyes? He's lunging in. Okay. Oh, actually, no. Shut up. Hold on. Step by step, place by place. So the strongest guy, he lunges in, tie all flopping in the wind. And yo, why are y'all so mean to these Hishaku? I saw multiple people comment, yo, why is their drip ugly? Why are they dressed like they someone literally said, why are they all dressed like they got dressed in the dark of their closet? And I'll admit, this guy is one of them. From the shorts to the tie to the loose fit button up, like in the polka dot tie too. Seriously, in this day and age. But regardless, interesting. He already has like a patch on him, but he does react in time to Uruha spinning around, kicking him through a wall. Uruha, I didn't know you had that level of gains to you, bro, Chacho. But I guess being a war hero will do that to you. Darn! Like look at the sheer force. He kicked this guy so hard that the wind didn't only just create like a shock cone or a shock wave, but it even blew back what I assume is Uruha's fit. What? Let's see. Huh? A kick? Uruha has that kind of power? Hakure's like, wait, how much were you holding back when you protected me before? Let's see. Oh, okay, so this is Sorcerer. Never mind. So I'm assuming. Oh, okay. So little bit of Pencil's own unique story that he's writing that will come out in like 15 years. So his ability, Koen, Crimson Recital. I'm assuming what he does is he sacrifices one stat for another, right? So he didn't have this kind of power before, but he ended up doing it in order to increase his strength. I'm guessing here. There's an ability in my universe. Though admittedly it's not a person-specific ability. It's a universal ability where characters have the power to redistribute their own internal energies, right? So there's an internal energy in my universe that goes by many different names. One of them is Matur. Specifically not matter, Matur. It's pronounced a certain way because it's unique to a certain thing. It's complicated. But essentially, what characters can do is they can lower their stats in one part of their body to reinforce the abilities in another part of their body. And or they can sacrifice energy entirely in one spot to massively amplify the energy in another. So, say you're about to punch them in the face, what a character will do is sacrifice energy from their left arm to defend their face, so your fist breaks against their head. And then they would take that same energy that they sacrificed there, redistribute it from their dome directly into their fist to blow your ribcage apart. And I'm assuming, since Uruha probably has never shown his level strength before, that's probably what he's doing. Maybe he's redistributing energy, or maybe he's just really, like, super amping himself with sorcery? Let's see. Sorcery! Huh, that landed.
No need to freak out. Look, we'll be fine.
Oh, this is the bald guy who's confident. Alright, let's see. What is that?
Mako. Demon Bite.
Alright, Mako? Like from the hit game Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VII Remake and Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Final Fantasy VII Compendium? Or no, what is it? Compilation. Well, let's see. Alright, Mako Demon Bite. What I was like, no, Hakune's like, what? He's not built for this.
Kitty, look out for Hakune for me. Look out for Hakune for me.
Oh, you got it. Oh.
Okay. Time to go on the offensive.
So these, I thought those markings were legit just traditional, like, markings that he may have done for his culture. No, they're actually a signifier of his sorcery. So let's see. What did they turn into? Oh, well, no, it looks like it is the same kind of design. So the markings expand. They drip, it's almost like they drip down his face.
Okay, time to go on the offensive.
And he just bisects the demon. Okay. So, yeah, Uruha is definitely built like that. I still think he's definitely going to need some form of backup. But, alright. Gosh darn, Uruha. Okay, what is this?
No.
Oh? Is this... Who is summoning this for him? I actually don't know. So, Uruha... There's a book that opens behind Uruha. He draws out a... Or no, behind Yura. He draws out a sword for... Oh, interesting. Did we see this before? Where the words become the sword? I'm assuming it's some sort of sealing thing. So he reaches into the seal, undoes the seal, pulls out a sword. Is he actually going to block? Okay, so Yura's actually going to build like that. Yura, because I remember he was getting, like, violated by Chiro, who wasn't even really wielding Enten. He was wielding Cloud Gouger at the time. But I was wondering, like, is that really showing of Yura's true strength? And no, I don't think it is. Because here he is completely blocking an Uruha. Well, actually, it looks like he... No. This is still seemingly an amped Uruha here who's using a sorcery. And Yura does entirely negate all the force he traveled with. Obviously, some of it was probably lost in slicing the demon bite in half. But still, interesting.
His speed is intimidating, but he lost the destructive force.
Yeah, okay. So it is like an exchange thing. Or maybe not even an exchange. Well, maybe he is paying, like, spirit energy. But he is drastically amping one stat at a time. So where before it was power, now it's speed. I wonder if he can amp his durability. Let's see.
His power enables him to fortify.
Yep, there we go. So Yura immediately figures it out. His power. But then again, I wonder if he figures it out or if he already knew this. That's actually debatable. Let's see.
His power enables him to fortify one ability at a time.
The Hishaku. Chiro's holding back, Mr. Samura. Impressive. Coming to do your own dirty work. Did you run out of tricks to kill the sword bearers? Okay. Uruha? I know he revived you, but that's actually kind of crazy after Samura boomed you, dog. Like they had tricks that worked on you, Buckaroo. I'm not sure you should really be talking smack. Let's see.
Plus, we're running out of time.
Wait, what?
Plus, we're running out of time. I'd appreciate you not getting in our way.
Oh! They're definitely probably... I mean, I wonder if they're running out of time as in more the elite squad force will show up, or they're running out of time as in there's a limited window to do something with the sword, say. Or the Shinucci. I wonder. Let's see. Huh?
Yura, they keep coming.
So this guy's definitely support type. He's not a fighter. Let's see. You know where you are. You're in the hive now. There's plenty people besides me who will get in your way. Uruha, don't speak like that. He'll boom you. Uruha, stop it. Stop it. Uruha, stop it. Don't speak. He'll boom you again. Let's see.
True. In this place, there are all sorts of people.
Okay, so yeah, some of the elite squad are definitely not, or definitely on the Hishaku side. Let's see. He's giving flashbacks right now. Let's see.
Our job is to create a momentary confusion. Nothing more.
You. So, now this is the question, right? I mentioned it earlier, so it popped up again. I mentioned at the start of the video, there's a theory going around that Uruha is possibly, or not, I keep mixing up Uruha and Yura. I think it's because of the Raz. But Yura is either the living embodiment of this Shinucci's will, separate from the sword bearer, separate from the sword itself, but born of them both, kind of like a child of sorts, that is doing everything in its power to free its father, quote unquote, and its original creator. And or he may just have some sort of direct biological relation to the Sword Saint. Because ultimately, we still know nothing about the Sword Saint. Like, we know some of his abilities through Kyoto, but like, that's it. And even then, I'm not even sure if those were the real maximum capabilities of his ability, or the Maledict. Like, we have no context for him. So this may be a sibling to the Sword Saint, because they have this same ability, but I actually am kind of leaning into the whole idea of the will, especially with him saying, our job is to create momentary confusion, nothing more. Implying that they didn't even plan to win. They just planned to take eyes off the Sword Saint, or take resources off the Sword Saint, meaning they could possibly break free and go absolutely Goku bonkers? We'll see. Let's see. You. Oh, bald man, he's making more symbols? Oh, okay, something more Makos. Let's see. We have a card. The death match. What does that mean? What does that mean? Ura's like, what on earth are you talking about? Oh? Step back. Alright, so... Okay. I'll give this. Chapter is still a banger. Chapter is definitely still a banger, and it's chock full of stuff. This is a thicky boy. A very thicky boy of a chapter. Because it gives us some good meat. It gives us some good meat. A good meal, if you will. A good meal. Because, one, not only does it set up the idea of the main people who are currently running this building, the Kabunami building, they still don't know everything about who's a traitor, who's not a traitor. Meaning, while they are sending elite forces to back up everything, they could be sending traitors in as well. They are simply gambling on the hope that only lower people are compromised and not higher people, because there's that much uncertainty. And of course, with all the elite forces being taken away from where they are, that means any elite forces that were around the vicinity of the Shinucci and or the Sword Saint are now presumably leaving those areas as the Sword Saint is starting to move, which they thought he couldn't do. So obviously this is set up for that. That's good to see. Uruha being set up as a competent threat is also really, really good. Let me skip a little bit. Him being set up as a competent threat is also very, very good. Revealing his sorcery, the ability to drastically fortify one ability with Koen, Crimson Recital. Now, of course, I'm assuming this probably has something to do with his blood, considering it's like Crimson Recital. Maybe he has like an internal music that he follows or something like that because of the recital part. But regardless, seeing him be able to amp his stats high in terms of power in order to drastically one-shot, or not one-shot, at least directly remove the strongest fighter of the Hishaku, quote-unquote, from the conflict is pretty crazy, considering the guy does not appear again. He gets knocked through that wall, and then we just don't see him for the rest of the chapter. And obviously him revealing his speed plus his big strength is more than enough to tear apart this Mako bite. Very, very impressive, considering the bald guy was actually pretty confident in his abilities. And remember, this is just Uruha with his regular sorcery and a sword. This guy's not wielding enchanted blade, he's just built like that. Yura also being set up as being powerful enough to still contend with this Uruha, who is amping his speed. Also very, very impressive. And building more into the idea of what Yura is, or what he isn't, and what his real motivations are. Also all very, very interesting. And we get to, I'll admit, my kind of controversial part of the chapter, the introduction of Kyrie. Now, notably, I'm fine with introducing another character like Kyrie. In fact, I actually really like her design. It reminds me of... You know whose design it reminds me of? It actually reminds me a lot of Yuki's design. You give Yuki glasses, make her blonde, cut her hair a little bit, and I think this is basically her design. Oh, and give her a white shirt. But from the tall sword to the design itself, I actually really, really like it. And I do like the world building that this interaction does. I do think, though, it takes up a bit too much space in a chapter that seemed like it was going to be more focused on Uruha fighting for his life. Obviously, giving Uruha some backup is good. It gives us hope for Uruha and gives us time for Samura and Chiro to arrive and hopefully clutch up. And obviously, all this simply builds into the idea that danger is still approaching. They keep coming, as the one Hishaku member says, meaning there's a variety of people on their way. Possible traitors, possible not traitors. The battle's only going to evolve from here. So I do have one issue. It's something that feels like the tension's broken a little bit with the introduction of Kyrie and her grandfather and her history and all that. Like, literally, we're at peak pinnacle tension here from the start of them risking sending everybody in to this guy lunging in, assuming we're about to get into a great battle. And then we do get this interaction, which is really cool. But then we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, no, 4. Technically 5 if you count that first page. 5 whole pages of Kitty's introduction, her context, some extra history and lore to her. And you can tell it's awkward because the Hishaku simply just stand there. There's no direct interaction. They literally let them stand there and talk and chat. And notably, the 6th person who was there, the woman who was with the guy who got, bisected, she doesn't even appear in this chapter. Or at least she doesn't do anything outside of appearing in this one panel, which also does feel a little bit kind of weird. But outside of that little bit of weirdness, this chapter's still like a solid 7. solid 7, maybe 8, just because of how much it builds, how much it establishes, how much it explains, and how much it sets up for the future. Obviously, with the grandfather still being alive, I still think that's a Chekhov's gun. We're gonna see him eventually. Where we're gonna see him? No idea. What role he's gonna play? Probably Jigoro, and possibly even Yuri directly. But with that being the case, overall, made it for the 2 times. A W chapter. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please leave Cloud Strife. Yeah, but I don't know. I have Mako on the brain now. Now that I saw Mako Demon Bite, I have Mako on the brain. So leave Cloud Strife in the comment section down below. I did thank you so much for watching. Remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that all the case will see you us out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, you can have a Patreon below or you support me for as well as $1 a month. These things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. Also, now become a member of the channel for as well as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. So let's work to include the live reactions here. This is time to review, add variations of all my videos, and if you become a $12 Patreon or $12 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, you have a link to my Ko-Fi in the description below. You can drop 5 views for a short video, 20 views long video, or any views at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off.
I would like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Redwolf 4765, Astro, Super Flame Zero, Glacier, XZ, Zera, Brendan Payne, J2MA, Guillaume, Buddha Uda, Alex Kenny, Yuki Ally, Enzo, Nevis 97, Zachary Wilson, Azo 2404, Planet Crone, Rye Rich, G Prosper, Swift Strike, Alexicon, Striker Man, and Autumn Mornings Lazo. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our line art patrons: Sean, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin, Encarnacion, Dread Zoan, and A+A. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our Ink tier members: Austin Wimberly, Euchia, and Shrimpo the Shrimp. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our digital art tier members: J Warrior and AZ Void. And I'd like to give a thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Joaquin Munoz and Joaquin Munoz. And a final thank you to our ultimate That Guy with a Pencil tier patron, Calvin's wife. Not Calvin Elder, who ultimately does have one of my kidneys, but now I must know, and I must undergo the process of getting this second one removed, so I can send the other over to this wonderful family.